Hello dear students, today we are going to teach one of the important topic of the class 12, that is human health and diseases. In this topic we will discuss about the diseases as well as the human health. So now we will say that what are diseases. We know that diseases are the part and the kind of the life, we cannot avoid this. So this disease may be occur, that is in case of the healthy person, that disease may also occur in case of the poor person, the disease may also occur in case of the rich person. So disease may also occur in case of the strong person, the disease may also occur in case of the weak person. So under this condition we say that disease may occur to every person. So what we can do? So we can do one thing, that is the awareness. So first of all we have to aware the human beings, we have to aware all the students, or all the students you should aware of this, that the health is wealth and we should take care of the health, and how we will aware the others and how we will be aware also ourselves, that is important. So under this condition we are now discussing the followings. So if I will say that whenever we are discussing that the health, so you are saying that the health is the wealth, and you are saying here that this is the topic which is of the human welfare. So we are saying that biology is always in the human welfare, and here also we are learning this topic, and this topic is also for the human wealth and the that human health and the diseases. So here you see that human health and diseases, and this topic we are saying that in the introduction part we are discussing what is health. So whenever we are saying that this topic, so this topic is most important for your board level, this topic is most important for your entrance level. So if you want to be a doctor, then you have to know about your health, you have to aware of the other health. So that is what I am saying that what is health. So under this condition I am saying that sometimes the people think that if they are disease free then they are healthy. No. So I am saying that health is not only a disease. So health is not only a disease, or you say that health is not the disease free condition. So we cannot say that if a person is without the disease, the person is said to be healthy. No. So we cannot say like this. Then what we can say? So we can say that health is the balance among the humors. So what is humors? What is humors? So we can say that the humors are the body fluids. So we can say that the humors are the body fluids present in our body. So whenever we are saying that the body fluids are there, so how the balance is there? So it is a balance between the body and the mind. So whenever we are saying that there is a balance between the body and the mind, so we say that this is the definition, this is the condition that we are saying that it is healthy. So under this condition we are saying that the health, that is the wealth, and this definition, that is regarding the balance in the humors, was given by the father of medicine, that is you are saying that the Hippocrates. So Hippocrates is the scientist who gave the opinion regarding this health, and he has the opinion that the good humor hypothesis. So what is good humor hypothesis? So according to the good humor hypothesis, you see here that there is a balance between the fluids. So I have given there in the slide, you see that slide, that I have given that there is a balance between the 4 fluids that is there. So what are the 4 fluids? The blood, the black bile, the yellow bile, and the phlegm. So we know that in Ayurveda, so there is the condition we are saying that in Ayurveda you are saying that Vat, Pitta and Cough. So that means here is the condition that we are saying the bile. So our Ayurveda also support this concept, that is the body fluid concept. So that is what was given by Hippocrates, that is the father of medicine. That concept is also given by our earlier Ayurveda. So that is why I can say that Ayurveda support this concept. So I am saying that in this context I can say that the balance between the humors, so that is the 4 humors that I have mentioned. So those humors are the secretory products, are the body fluids, and those humors, there is a balance between the humors. So you say that the state of the body, that is the normal functioning of the body fluid, is called as the balance in the humor. So whenever we are discussing about the humors, so I can say that those humors whatever is present in the human being, or you are saying that the secretory products in human being. So you just listen, you just remember that those humors plays important role in our condition, in our body. So, there is a utmost need to balance these humors. So, that is the concept given by the Hippocrates. So, you know Hippocrates, that is the father of medicine. So, Hippocrates is called as the father of medicine. So, this Hippocrates has this concept, that is the balance in the humors. So, another thing that was given by him. So, you know that he had the opinion that if a person is with the black bile, what I am saying, the person if is with the black bile, so in that condition the person will suffer from the fever. So, he had the opinion that that person will be with the high temperature, that person will be with the fever. So, this concept, that is a black bile, that you know that what is black bile. So, black bile is the secretion that is from the kidney as well as the spleen. So, you know that the black bile is the secretion of the kidney as well as the spleen. So, you know that if the black bile is more, so that will result the sadness, and we are saying that it is melancholy and fever. So, melancholy and fever, that means that will lead to the sadness, clear. So, we are saying about this thing, that is the humor, and we are saying about the black bile. So, you know that now what is black bile, what is humor, and what is the concept of the Hippocrates, and how he said that there is a balance between the humors. So, under this condition I can say that this theory what was given by the Hippocrates was not accepted by the famous scientist that you know, that is the William Harvey. So, William Harvey, who is regarded as the father of blood circulation, you know that he has proved that this is not correct, because Hippocrates has the opinion that if the person has the black bile, so that person is a disease or that person is with the fever. So, whenever this concept is wrong, so it should be proved, because you know that science cannot be said without the proof, science cannot be explained without the proof. So, William Harvey, after studying the blood circulation, he established that what he was wanting to do, what he want to explain. He explained that the good humor hypothesis is not correct. So, how he will say this? Because before saying something you have to give the utmost example, you have to give the experimental proof, then only you can say. So, what he has done, you see there, it is written that he has to examine the body temperature, because you know that the body temperature in the human being ranges between 36 to 37 degrees centigrade. So, you know that the body temperature ranges between 36 to 37 degrees centigrade. So, according to the Hippocrates, this temperature should not be same in case of all the persons. According to Hippocrates, you know that the person with the black bile, should have more temperature, but it is not there. So, when the good health theory, that is good humor theory was there, so that was not accepted. So, the acceptance and the non-acceptance that I am saying, so that is depending upon the experimentation. So, here you see that William Harvey conducted the experiment. What he proved? He proved that the Hippocrates concept of the good humor hypothesis is not correct. Okay? So, he proved that the good humor hypothesis is not correct. Why? Because every person has this temperature, because human being is a homeothermic animal. So, when he said that human being is a homeothermic animal, so obviously the homeothermic animal means they have the ability to regulate the constant body temperature. So, they could be able to regulate the constant body temperature. So, whatever the theory that was proposed by the Hippocrates, that is good humor hypothesis, that is not accepted. So, now the question is there, who proposed good humor hypothesis? So, answer is Hippocrates. What is his concept? That is, what is his concept means, I am saying Hippocrates concept. So, Hippocrates concept means that you say that there is a balance between the humors. Then what is the other thing that he has his concept is there, that is the good humor hypothesis. He said that the person with black bile will suffer from the fever. The person with the black bile will with the high temperature. Is it correct? So, answer is no. So, you are saying that it is not correct. So, whenever you are saying that it is not correct, so who gave the experimental proof regarding this? Then you say that, sir, it is the father of blood circulation. Who is that scientist? So, answer is William Harvey. So, William Harvey, the father of blood circulation, has given this concept, clear. So, I think that the first part, that is clear regarding that what is humor, what is good humor hypothesis, what is black bile, and what is the rejection of this, that is why the black bile concept is rejected, and I have told you that who is called as the father of blood circulation, all this. Okay. So, now in this regard we can say now that the definition of the health. So, you know that World Health Organization, which organization I am saying? The World Health Organization. So, World Health Organization define the definition, that is what is health. So, what is health? Now, health is a state of the complete physical, mental and social well-being. So, I am saying that complete physical, complete mental and complete social well-being. Clear? So, whenever I am saying that health is a complete state of the balance, that is the physical, social, mental and the well-beings of the human beings. Now, one thing is newly added, that is called the spiritual aspect. This is also added. Okay. So, I am saying that whenever I am saying that health, so health is a complete state of the balance between the physical. So, what is physical? So, physical means you are saying that the disease free. So, physical means you are saying that the disease free, and in this condition you are saying that this person is with the normal physical condition is there. So, you say that it is healthy. So, you cannot say in one condition, you say that whether the physical condition is good, then you say yes. If the mental condition is good, then you say yes. If I say the socially well-beings are there, then you say yes. So, if you are saying all these conditions are okay, then you say that the person is healthy. So, you cannot say the person healthy unless and until you are not satisfied with these conditions. Please remember, this is the definition. I am not giving this definition. This definition was given by the WHO, that is World Health Organization. So, we know that whenever the person is healthy, okay. So, whenever the person is healthy, so healthy person obviously is more effective. So, you see that if you are healthy, you are more effective. If the person is healthy, then you say that it can increase the more activities, it can increase the more possibilities, it can also have the more longevity, because this person can survive, this person can do many things, this person has no problem. When you say that the person is healthy, these things are possible. But whenever I am saying that, what is the character of the good health? Clear? So, what is the character of the good health? So, whenever I am saying the character of the good health, so please remember that the important characters of the good health that I am saying, that the person must be free from the sickness. The person should have not the sickness. If the person is sick, then you say that it is not healthy. Okay. Similarly, if you say that the person is bonded with the number of anxiety and all these, so under this condition you say that the person is not free from anxiety, so that person is not healthy. Similarly, whenever you are saying that the person is the free from the social and the physiological or the psychological condition, whenever we are saying that the psychological conditions is there, so you have to avoid the psychological tensions. Clear? So, regarding these characteristics of health, so you can say that these are the important characteristics. You should have the self confidence, you can feel the joy in living. Under this condition you say that you are the healthy person, otherwise you are not healthy. So, it is obviously that how could you able to maintain the good health? So, good health require the good food, good health require the good hygiene, good health require the balanced diet. I am saying that exercise, yoga, so all those things are required for the good health. So, you know that what important is this topic. You see that if you are with the good health, then you must are taking the good diet. Clear or not? So, you see the diagram, that is I am giving you that a person doing the physical exercise, the person doing the yoga, the person taking the proper diet. So, this indicate that you have to conclude this. So, under this condition I can say that there are number of factors, which are influencing the health. So, you are saying that whenever we are saying about the factors, what are the factors that influence the health? You say that heredity, because you know that some characters that is there in the parent and it is also transferring to the offspring. So, whenever the character is transferring from the parent to the offspring, so you say that this is the heredity. So, whenever you are saying the quality of the environment, where you are living in the industrial belt, you are living in a free air area or the rural area. So, you see that. So, if you are living in the free area with the free environment, so you may not have this condition, that is the airborne diseases. So, then you are saying that whether you are with the proper health care, so whether you are taking the proper health care, so that should be considered. So, then the last thing that I am saying, that what is your lifestyle, how you are taking the food, whether you are taking the food in time, whether you are not taking the food in time. So, all those things that is playing most important thing. So, however, the socio-economic condition is also affecting the health. So, whenever we are saying about the health, So, we know these conditions. So, what we have already discussed. So, what is the condition, how we could be able to make us healthy, what is the condition, how we could be healthy by taking the different type of the habits and all these, then how you can say that the things are going on properly. So, all those things that we have discussed. Okay. So, then we are saying that the habit that we have to develop, we have to maintain the personal hygiene, all those things. So, please take care of your health, and I am saying that those things playing most important for your life and day to day life. Okay. So, any condition that which is interfering the normal functioning of the body, I have told that what is health. So, here I am saying any condition that is which is interfering with the normal functioning of the body, that will affect or impair the health. So, in this condition you can say that it is the condition of the body parts or the body functioning or the functional activities which is affected by the characterized of the various symptoms. So, now we will discuss about the pathogens. You know that what is pathogen? Pathogen means disease causing organism. So, whenever I will say what is vector, you say that there are some organisms or there are some agents which transmit the disease, So, you say that it is vector. Okay. So, whenever I will say that what is pathology, then you say that the branch of science which deals with the study of the pathogens, you say that it is pathology. Okay. So, whenever I will say that what is nosology, so you can say that the nosology, that is the study of the diseases. So, you can say that nosology you say that is the study of diseases. So, whenever I will say that zoonosology, you say that study of animal diseases. So, whenever I will say that etiology, so you say that study of the cause of diseases. So, you know that the diseases, the cause of diseases, the pathology that I have told, that is the study of the disease causing organism. So, sometimes it is confused that what is pathology and what is etiology. So, under this condition you can say that the pathology is the study of the disease causing organism, whereas the etiology is the study of the cause of the diseases. Clear? So, then whenever you are saying the pathogens, so those organisms which causes the disease, you are saying that it is pathology. Clear? So, now whatever the diseases are there, we are categorized it into two types. So, please remember. So, the number of questions are coming from this, which are the congenital disease, which are acquired disease. So, all those things are there. So, I will give the example of each one. So, please remember those things, because I have told you from the very beginning that this topic is very important for your entrance point of view. So, as a result of which you have to remember each and every line, you have to remember each and every point that what I am saying, every line is important, every point that I am saying is important for you. So, you see that whenever I am saying the diseases, you have already categorized the diseases into two types. What are the two types of the diseases? I have told you that the diseases are the congenital disease and the acquired disease. Okay. So, what is congenital disease? So, congenital disease means the disease which are present since the birth, you know. So, those diseases that you are saying that the congenital disease. So, then what is acquired disease? So, we know that the acquired disease, that is the disease which are acquired during the lifetime. So, whenever we are saying that the diseases are acquired during the lifetime, so then you say that what are the types of the acquired diseases? So, we classify this into two types, two broad types. So, what are the two broad types? So, the two broad types of the diseases are the communicable diseases and the non-communicable diseases. So, then under the communicable diseases, what are the types that we are studying about the communicable diseases? So, you say that some are contagious and some are non-contagious. So, what is contagious? Contagious means that I will discuss later that how it infect through touch and all those things. So, we will discuss. So, what is contagious and what is non-contagious? So, similarly, whenever we are discussing about the non-communicable diseases, whenever we are discussing about the non-communicable diseases, then you say that it may be the degenerative, it may be the deficiency, it may be the cancer, it may be the allergy. So, we will discuss, do not worry, we will discuss one by one that what are the diseases, which are the degenerative diseases, which are the diseases, that is what is cancer, which one of the following are the congenital diseases. So, we will discuss one by one, no problem. Okay. So, you please remember that what I am saying, that the examples of the congenital diseases and how it is spread from one person to the other. Okay. So, whenever we are discussing about the congenital diseases, so we are saying that the diseases which are genetically transferred. I have told you from the very beginning, that is, this disease is inherited since the birth. Okay. So, this disease is inherited since the birth. So, as a result of which you know that the person will acquire this since birth. So, what is the disease? You have already learned during the genetics. Just remember that you have learned in the topic genetics, that is the hemophilia. You have already learned the color blindness, the sickle cell anemia. So, all those things that is there, that you have studied, that the genetical disorder. So, genetical disorder we acquire since the birth. Since the birth we acquire these diseases. So, that is what you remember, that these diseases are the congenital disease. So, you know that there are some diseases, that is you know that occurs due to the mutation or due to the chromosomal aberration. So, we are saying that the diseases that are occurring, that is due to the mutation or due to the chromosomal aberration. So, whenever we are saying that the mutation, we have told that hemophilia, color blindness, sickle cell anemia, that we have already told, that is the diseases which are due to the gene mutation. Similarly, we have discussed that the diseases due to the chromosomal aberration. So, which disease is related to the chromosomal aberration? We have also learned that the Down syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, Turner syndrome. So, those are the diseases which we have already learned during the genetics or the principle of inheritance. So, those diseases are there. So, then we will say that what are the acquired diseases. Please remember, I am saying another part. So, first I have told you that the congenital disease, and now I am saying that the acquired disease. So, the disease which are acquired during the lifetime. So, whenever we are acquiring the disease during the lifetime, we are saying that it is the communicable and the non-communicable. The two types are there. So, you say that one is communicable and other is non-communicable. So, we are acquiring the disease, but this disease may be transferred from one person to the other, may not be transferred. So, that is why we can say that disease or those diseases may be the communicable diseases or the non-communicable diseases. So, now we can say that what is communicable diseases. So, you say that the communicable diseases are the diseases which can also called as the infectious diseases, and those diseases are easily transmitted from one person to the other. So, you say that I have already told you what are pathogens. Pathogens are the disease causing organisms. So, whenever we are saying the communicable or infected disease, so you say that those pathogens can transfer from one person to the other. So, that is what you say the communicable or the infected disease. So, we know the different type of the infected disease and their mode of transmission. However, whenever we are discussing one of the most important thing, that you see that the communicable diseases, among the communicable diseases which is most dangerous. So, answer is AIDS. So, answer is AIDS. So, because as per the official record, as per your syllabus, you can say that the most important communicable disease is the AIDS. Because why you are saying AIDS? Why not the corona or like that? It is because you are saying that AIDS, the death rate is more. So, that is why whenever we are considering all those things, you say that the AIDS and hepatitis B are the most infected disease. Under this condition, you can say that the AIDS and the hepatitis B are considered to be the most important diseases. So, this you say that are the examples of the infectious disease. Then what are the pathogens for this infected disease? You say that bacteria may be the pathogen. So, whenever you are saying the bacteria, so you say the what are the diseases that is in your bacterial. So, in your syllabus you have to learn about the bacterial disease, that is the typhoid, and another that you know, that is the pneumonia. So, that those two are there in your syllabus. So, as per your syllabus you will learn only two, that is the one is the typhoid and other is the pneumonia, but others are there. So, there are number of diseases are there which are related to the bacteria, but you have to remember the two that is in your syllabus, but other thing that you will learn for your entrance point of view. So, now we will discuss about the bacterial disease, then we will discuss about the protozoan disease, viral disease, all the helminthic disease. So, if you say the viral disease, what are the viral disease? So, you know the coronavirus is there, you know the common cold virus is there. So, number of viruses are there, but as per your syllabus you will learn the common cold. Okay? So, you will learn about the common cold. Similarly, whenever we will discuss about the protozoan disease, okay? Whenever you learn about the protozoan disease. So, protozoan disease there are two in your syllabus, one is amoebiasis and other is malaria. Okay? So, one is amoebiasis and other is malaria. So, that two will study all those things. Next, whenever you are discussing about the fungal, so you say the ringworm. Whenever the helminthic, there are two diseases also there in the syllabus, one is ascariasis and other is filariasis. So, this is one of the interesting topic So, this topic you have to learn all those things, this topic you have to aware the others, because you are learning the science to aware others. So, that is why you should remember that which of the following is the communicable disease and which of the following is non communicable disease, because if someone else is saying that it is the communicable disease, then you say that yes, it may be due to the bacteria, it may be due to the virus, it may be due to the fungus, it may be due to the fungus, you say that it may be due to the what is there, I have told you the protozoans. So, whenever we are studying all those things, so please remember that I have discussed all those things, that is the communicable diseases. So, under this we have studied the protozoan disease, we have studied the helminthic disease, we have studied the bacterial disease, we have studied the fungal disease, we have studied the viral disease, and those are the diseases which are called as the communicable diseases. So, you know that in this bio classes we have already learned regarding the communicable diseases. So, today we will learn about the non communicable diseases. So, whenever we are saying that the non communicable diseases, so those diseases will not transfer from one person to the other directly. So, how those diseases will transmit? So, how those diseases will transfer from one person to the other? Then why it is called as communicable? Or you say that in this condition, you say that those are called as non contagious, or you can say that these are the indirect method of the transmission of diseases. So, how the indirect method? So, what is the indirect method? You know that you are suffering from the diseases, but you do not know that whether it is transmitted by the person, whether it is transmitted by any other organism. So, it is not from one person to the other by direct contact or whatever we have discussed. So, here the disease is transmitted due to the vectors or due to the air. Okay. So, how the vector? You know that you have learned the vector in the physics, but here in biology what is vector? Vector means whoever the organism is there, who is transmitting the disease from one person to the other is called as the vector. So, you know that insects like the mosquito. So, this mosquito may be the vector, the bug may be the vector. So, you know that when a mosquito is transmitting the disease from one person to the other, you say that it is a vector, clear. So, whenever you are saying the air, so you know that the aerosols, that is the gases released under the high pressure, you know the dust, so that is released from the sources, different sources. So, that can transmit the disease from one person to the other. So, that is why you know that the non contagious or the indirect mode of the transmission of the diseases are there, where you are studying about the vectors and the airs. Okay. So, now we will discuss about the other part, that is the you are saying that the contaminated materials. So, what are the contaminated materials? Because we have already learned about the vectors, we have already learned about the air. Then what is the contaminated material? You know that if the cloth or the utensils or the door handles or the articles that is used by one person who is infected. So, and if you touch this without the proper sanitation, then you will be with this disease. You know that now then every time there is an awareness that always sanitize your hands, always sanitize the articles before your use. Do not touch the door handle directly. So, before touching the door handle, you should be sure 100% that it is sanitized. So, do not touch any the computer key or anything like that if you are not sanitized or if it is not sanitized, clear. So, similarly, do not wear the clothes of the others, because you know that clothes may be contaminated, you do not know this. So, when you wear that clothes, so you may be affected. So, that is why it is advised that do not wear the other clothes. Okay. So, then you are saying that the surgical kits. So, whenever the surgical instruments are used, whenever the syringe is used, so be sure 100% that it is sterilized or the syringe is a new one. Otherwise, you may acquire the AIDS, you may acquire any disease, and you may suffer from many non communicable diseases. So, that is what you are saying, that the indirect method of the transmission. So, you know that most of the persons, they have the insanitation habit. So, you know that they have the long fingernails in their fingers, and you know that they do not have the habit for the sanitation, as a result of which they transmit the pathogen from one person to the other, or you say that you acquire the disease from the others. So, that is what I am saying, that these are the methods, these are the things that you have to remember to avoid yourself from the contaminated disease. So, whenever you are saying that other agents, so what are the other agents? So, you are taking the food from the outside, someone is giving you the food and you take it without thinking about this, because you are getting it from some other source without spending the money. So, do not develop this habit. don't take the food without the proper condition, or if you are not sure of this. So, that is what you know, that most of the peoples are suffering from the typhoid, most of the peoples are suffering from the different waterborne and foodborne diseases, because they are not aware of these things, they are not sure of these things, but they are taking these things. So, as a result of which those peoples are affected. So, please remember that we have to take utmost care upon the food and the water, because you are taking it directly into our body. So, under this condition what will happen? They will be transmitted, or if they contain the pathogen, so then that will cause the disease. So, you know that there are different type of the contagious or the direct mode of the transmission of the disease. So, you know that the several pathogens are there which directly transmit the disease. So, how they transmit the disease? I am saying in that time that how they transmit the disease. You say here, or you see here, that whenever you contact the infected person, whenever you contact the infected person, so the disease directly transmit from you to that person, or if the disease is there from that in that person, it will be transmitted to you. So, that is why both the persons who is suffering from the disease and the person who is healthy, they should take care of these things. Then you are saying that the droplet, you know that sometimes you do not know how to sneeze or the cough. So, under this condition, so that transmit the aerosols. Aerosols means the small droplets that is emitting through this process. So, those aerosols will contaminate the surrounding and you may suffer from this. So, that is why if you are suffering from this, then cover your mouth and the nose with the tissue paper or the clothes, healthy clothes, so clean clothes. So, as a result of which you can prevent the infection, and if you are not infected, you also take the mask, you also cover this, that as a result of which the mouth and the nose are the two media through which the pathogen can enter. So, it will not enter. So, that is what you say, that everywhere this is the advice to maintain the healthy condition. Then you say that some peoples, they do not know that the soil contain many pathogens. So, they use the soils, and whenever they go for the sanitation in the rural area, they are also using the soil. So, as a result of which through those soil the pathogen enters into their body. So, another important thing that you do not know this, that if your mother is affected or if the female is affected, so this female may transmit some diseases to the offspring through the placenta. So, that is what we are saying, that these are the different methods how the disease can transfer from one person to the other person. So, we will learn the different types of the diseases. However, we will basically emphasize on the disease which is there in our syllabus. But you should remember that what are the communicable diseases, because the question will be there, which of the following is the communicable disease, which of the following is not a communicable disease. So, you just see that the chicken pox is there, the common cold is there. So, all these hepatitis, hepatitis AIDS, so all those that I am saying is the communicable disease. So, you know the example of the communicable disease. If someone will give the question that which of the following is non-communicable disease, you can say this. Then you know the bacterial disease. So, then the example will be there, typhoid, pneumonia, plague, diphtheria, tetanus, all those are the bacterial disease. So, food poisoning, that is also caused by the bacteria, that is the botulism, that is also bacterial disease. So, you say the TB, tuberculosis, the mycobacterium leprae, the causative organism, that is also bacterial disease. So, under this condition, do not forget that which one of the following is the bacterial disease. So, please remember that this is the bacterial disease, this is the viral disease. So, this is the protozoan disease, this is the helminthic disease. As a result of which, whenever the question is there, you can separate it, or if the question will be there, give two examples of the bacterial disease. Normally, in your board syllabus, the question will be directly whatever is there in your syllabus, but in the entrance examination, you may find that these number of diseases are there. So, I have given you all those examples, you go through this and you see that you can answer all the questions. So, it is very much clear that if you go whatever I am giving you, whatever I am teaching you, all those things, so no question will be left that you cannot answer, clear. So, this is the topic when or wherever you are appearing, whether the competitive exam, whether the non-competitive exam or the board exam, you see that there is a question from this section. Okay. Then I am discussing about the viral disease. So, what are the viral diseases? So, you know that the disease caused by the virus is called the viral disease. So, under this condition we will say that which are the viral diseases, which are the viral diseases. So, common cold, yes, then you say that the chikungunya, then you say that yes or no, then measles, then I will say, then polio, then I will say that yes or no, clear. So, whatever I am saying, so out of these you know that one of the disease is there in your syllabus, that is the common cold, but you know that corona, it is also viral. So whatever we are discussing, all those diseases are the viral diseases. Okay. Then we will discuss about the protozoan diseases. So number of diseases are also there in the protozoans, but as per your syllabus we will learn about the amoebiasis and the malaria, but the diseases are there. You can learn about the amoebiasis, you can learn about the malaria, you can learn about the trypanosomiasis, you can just learn about the chalaza, all those are there, but for your board syllabus you can remember, or we will learn about the 2 diseases, but these are the different type of the protozoan diseases. Similarly, if you say the fungal disease, so you know the fungal disease, that is the ringworm, so we will discuss about those. So I think that all of these diseases will be clear to you after the end of the class. So if the question is coming, if the question is coming from any section, you can answer 100% if you just listen to me and listen to this class. Okay. So here you see that helminthic diseases. So you say that helminthic diseases, there are 2 are there in your syllabus, one is ascariasis and other is filaria. So we will discuss all those cases, all those diseases in detail. So for example, we are discussing the typhoid. So I am saying one thing, that whenever we are learning any topic, any disease, so for the subjective exam or 2 mark question or 3 mark question, so what we have to write down, then for the 1 mark question you know that there is a direct answer. So these things that we have to take care of, because we are learning for the board as well as the entrance examination. So entrance examination you can answer if you are thorough about the topic. So for example, I am saying about the one thing, that is the any disease that is coming to your syllabus, that is for example the first disease is there, that is the bacterial disease. So for example, you are saying that typhoid is the bacterial disease. So under this condition you have to say that what is the causative organism, clear. So what is the causative organism of this disease. So please remember what are the points that you have to take care whenever you are writing about the 2 mark question or the 3 mark question. Okay. So causative organism you have to write down. Then what is the mode of infection, or you can say that epidemiology, mode of infection, or you say the infant stage or the epidemiology. Then what are the symptoms. So what are the symptoms of this disease. So you have to remember that what are the symptoms of this disease. Then you have to remember that what is the target organ, which is the target organ of this disease. Then you have to say that how can you prevent from this disease, or you are saying that the prophylaxis. So how can you prevent this disease, or you can say that prophylaxis. So those things that you have to, take care of. So if you are not taking care of these points, so you may lose the mark. So please remember that those things that you have to taken care. So after that you can also write down the treatment of the disease if you know, but whenever you are writing the treatment, so don't write the directly the medicines. So under this condition you say that these are the medicines which can be used as prescribed by the physician. Please remember, you cannot prescribe the medicine. So as a result of which, whenever you are writing this, you just say that you have to take the medicine as per the prescription of the physician, otherwise the things will be in the deep problem, because you are not now the doctor. So you cannot prescribe anyone the medicine, but you know that these are the medicine, but you say that you have to take the medicine as per the prescription of the physicians. So you say that now we are saying that the typhoid. So here is the case that I have told you, and here is the slide that you see, that which is the causative organism. So this is 1 mark question. So answer will be the bacteria, that is the Salmonella typhii. So which type of bacteria is this? So you say that it is rod like gram negative bacteria. So which type of bacteria? So you can say that it is a rod like gram negative bacteria, clear. Then what is the mode of infection? I have told you, the contaminated food and water. So this is the most important thing, contaminated food and water. So you know that your mother is preparing some food. Okay. So your mother is preparing some food and it is very delicious. So you know that mother is always preparing the delicious food. Okay. So whenever your mother is preparing the food and it is a delicious food, you take it in the daytime, or sometimes what happen, your mother put it in the evening. So you put it for you in the evening without the proper care. So under this condition the food may be contaminated. So that may be with the contamination of the typhoid bacteria, that is the Salmonella typhii. You do not know this, you take it and you suffer from the fever. Your mother does not want that you suffer from this. So out of ignorance or due to the ignorance, so what happened, due to the ignorance you are suffering from this. So please remember that Ignorance may lead to the death. Ignorance may lead to the death. So, it is most important thing that you should know about the things, and if you know this and you are doing something misdeed, so let you die or anything may happen, but do not die out of ignorance. So, that is what the most important slogan of this topic, do not die out of ignorance. Okay? So, you know that whenever I am saying that causative organism, you know this, whenever I say the mode of infection, you say the contaminated food and water, whenever I say the target organ, which is the target organ? Normally the GIT, what is GIT? Gastrointestinal tract. So, that is why the fever is also known as enteric fever. What is that? Enteric fever. Enteric means enter on, means intestine. Enter means intestine. So, you say that it is enteric fever, means this fever will occur in the intestine or infection will occur in the intestine. So, you say that it is enteric fever, clear. So, you say that the disease occurs in the intestine or the infection occurs in the intestine, hence the disease is called as the enteric fever, clear. So, I think that whenever we are learning the things, so you should be clear about that. Then which other parts can be affected by this disease? So, you say that the other parts are also there. What are they? The gallbladder may be infected, the kidney may be infected, the lungs may be infected. So, you can say that all these parts are also infected, clear. So, when the infection is there, so you say that the symptoms. So, what are the symptoms? What are the symptoms? So, before discussing the symptoms, we are going to the again to that part, that is the what are the points that you have to write down. So, whenever the thing that we are discussing, so we are discussing about the causative organism, we are writing about the mode of infection, we are writing about the symptoms, we are writing about the target, prevention, treatment. Okay. So, whenever we are discussing about the typhoid, so what is the symptom of the typhoid? So, you know that if a person is suffering from the typhoid, so how can you know this? So, you see that the temperature will be high, that is 39 to 40 degree centigrade. What is your normal body temperature? Your normal body temperature is 37 degree centigrade. So, when the temperature is sustained for long period, that is 39 to 40 degree centigrade. So, you think that the person may suffer from the typhoid. I am saying may, because number of condition I will say that where the temperature is more. So, that is what I am saying, that whenever the sustained temperature is there, you think that the person may be suffering from the typhoid. Then you say that loss of appetite. So, the person will not feel hungry. So, there will be no desire for taking the food. So, the loss of appetite will be there. Then the stomach pain will be there. So, whenever the abdominal pain or the stomach pain will be there, so that will be also followed by the constipation. That will be also followed by the constipation is there. So, then whenever the constipation is there, you see the headache. So, you see that whenever the constipation in any disorder, so you see that there will be definitely the headache. So, the headache will be there. Then if you are not undergoing treatment, so that will result the ulceration. Ulceration means wound will be there in the parts of the alimentary canal. So, I have told you in the first, that is the target. So, that what is the target organ? GIT. So, you see that in the alimentary canal there will be number of abscesses or the pores will be there in the intestine. So, that is why you are saying that the typhoid is also called as the enteric fever. So, typhoid is also called as the enteric fever. Why you are saying that enteric fever? Because it is affecting the intestine. So, now what is the method for diagnosis, or how can you diagnose the disease? So, the disease can be diagnosed by the Widal test. So, please remember, this is the test in which we have to take the sample and take it and diagnose it, and that diagnosis is called as the Widal test. So, then how can you prevent this? You know that you are taking the preserved food. So, avoid the preserved food, avoid the contaminated water. So, you can prevent the disease. Then if I am saying that how can you undergo treatment? So, as you know, it is a bacterial disease. So, in the bacterial disease you can go for the antibiotics, or you say that the vaccination is also available, so that the vaccination and immunization can take place. What is immunization? So, if you say the large scale vaccination, then you say that it is immunization, clear. So, whenever you are saying that the vaccination or the immunization against the pathogen, so you have to do this. So, if you are cured with the antibiotics, then you take the antibiotics as prescribed by the physician. So, I am saying that do not say that you have to take the medicine. So, you have to take the medicine as prescribed by the physician. There are number of antibiotics are there. So, then the question is there, why the disease is called as the typhoid disease? So, there is one interesting short story is there. So, that is a Mary Mellon, the lady or the cook. So, the American lady. So, you know that she was cook by profession and is serving the food, and she was the carrier of the disease. So, as a result of which this caused the disease that is called as the typhoid disease, and according to her name the disease is called as the typhoid disease. So, now you know that how the typhoid disease is occurring. So, for example, I am saying that the typhoid, you see the first diagram. So, in the typhoid you see that the number of problems that is there with the alimentary canal and the allied parts. So, in the diagram that is in the side right hand side or the diagram you see that there is the pathogen, the bacteria, that is the gram negative bacteria, that what we are saying, and this bacteria is causing the fever, that you are saying the typhoid fever. So, why is this? So, you see the last slide, that is the unhygienic condition, unhygienic condition, due to that you see that the person is suffering from the fever. So, now we will discuss another important bacterial disease, okay? And you say that this bacteria that is called as the Diplococcus bacteria, okay? So, you say that the pneumonia is caused by the bacteria that is called Diplococcus bacteria, you say the Diplococcus pneumoniae, so or the Streptococcus pneumoniae. So, you know that there are two aspects, one is the bacterial and other is the viral. So, whenever you say that the bacterial disease, so under this condition you say the Diplococcus bacteria, that is the Diplococcus pneumoniae or Streptococcus pneumoniae. So, here we are saying that what are the symptoms, because I have told you that you have to write down the mode of infection, you have to write down the symptoms in any disorder that I am saying. You may describe more, but do not forget to write in this manner. Okay? So, here I am saying about the mode of infection, that is epidemiology. So, you know that it is a airborne disease. Okay? So, it is a airborne disease. So, whenever the droplets coming in contact with you, so how the droplet, I have told you, sneezing, coughing and the taking the food or the like that with the utensils. So, that is what you say that the utensil. So, that all those things whenever you are taking or the contaminants are entering into your body, so that will result the infection, clear. So, what is the target organ, where it will infect? So, you know that it is infected in the lungs alveoli. In the lungs alveoli you see that it will be filled with the watery mass. Okay? So, it will filled with the watery mass. What is that? Watery mass will be filled in the lungs alveoli. So, what is the result? You know that the transmission of the oxygen and carbon dioxide whatever is to be exchanged. So, that will affect, because you know that the lungs alveoli will be filled with the watery mass. So, there will be no direct transmission of this fluid, or you say that the exchange of the oxygen and carbon dioxide. So, whenever the oxygen and carbon dioxide will not transmit, so this will cause the different type of the symptoms. So, for example, I am saying here you see that if the person is suffering from pneumonia, so here you see that this will be filled with the watery mass, this will be filled with the watery mass. So, here is the blood vessel, you see here is the blood vessel. So, this blood vessel is there. So, where the exchange of the oxygen and carbon dioxide should take place, but this fluid whenever is accumulated within the lungs alveoli, so this obstruct the exchange of the gases. So, when the obstruction of the exchange of gases will be there, so what happen? So, the person will feel breathing problem, and you see that the person is suffering from the fevers. So, this is a normal condition, but you see that nails will turn into bluish, the nail will turn into bluish, and also you find that the face and all the blood vessels, because of the less oxygen, the person will suffer from the number of problems. So, you see that the headache will be there, the cough will be there, the chills will be there. So, and the lips and the fingers in the severe cases will be turned into bluish. So, that if the treatment is not done, because I am saying here, if the treatment is not done, what will happen? The person may die. So, you know that you have heard many cases that the person dies due to pneumonia. So, under this condition, how can you diagnose whether the lungs are infected? If yes, then you just make the X-ray of the lungs. So, you say this, the lungs are more affected or less affected, then you just take the blood test report. You see this, that whether the person is suffering from the disease. Yes, if the pneumonia that is caused by this bacteria or the you say the viral. So, under this condition you go for the treatment. Okay. So, I am saying that the best method is to prevent, that is from the infection. So, how it is possible? You know that any bacterial, viral, the isolation is the most important thing. Okay. So, quarantine method or any method that you are obtaining, so you isolate the patient, So, under this condition we are going for the treatment. So, what are the treatment? So, I have told that any bacterial disease can be treated with the antibiotics, but you see that if it is a viral disease, so under this condition you also the antiviral therapy can be done. So, please remember that whenever we are discussing about the bacterial disease, the antibiotic will be there. Whenever you are discussing the viral disease, antiviral medicines are given, but do not take the medicine from the quacks. So, you say that it should be taken with the proper advice by the physicians, clear. So, now we will discuss about the viral diseases. Okay. So, whenever we are discussing about the viral diseases, only one viral disease is there. So, in your syllabus only one is there. So, that is the common cold. So, common cold is one of the most important and is the most commonly occurring disease, and this disease is caused by the causative organism. You can say that which is the causative organism, you can say that rhinovirus. So, if I will say that which is the causative organism, so you say the rhinovirus. So, whenever you are suffering from the common cold, which part is affected? So, you say that the rhinus means nose and the pharynx. So, this region is affected. Okay. So, whenever you are saying that this virus is causing the infection, so then you say that how can, what is the mode of infection? So, the mode of infection is same like that of the pneumonia, that is as because it is airborne, or you say that the droplet is the infection, the fomite is the infection. Fomite means contaminant, or the if you touch the contaminant, so that is called the fomite. Fomite is the method in which you say the mode of infection is there. So, I am repeatedly saying you that common cold and pneumonia are same method of the epidemiology or the mode of infection, but the target organ is the upper respiratory system in case of the common cold, whereas in case of the pneumonia you can say that it is the, in case of the pneumonia it is the lungs alveoli. Okay. So, the symptoms include the nasal congestion, the sore throat, cough, headache, the similar symptom that is there in case of this hoarseness, all these. Okay. So, I am saying that whenever you are the prevention and the control, everything are same. So, take the drinking, or you say take more amount of water and stay healthy. Okay. So, thank you.